Now at 5, Parsons, Kansas police say a 13-year-old is dead after a crash in a stolen pickup. Plus, the city of Frontenac hosts its Halloween parade, and
the Supreme Court considers ending the use of affirmative action in college admissions. I'm Naomi Ruckham with the arguments in front of the justices and the impact their decision could have on all universities in the U.S.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A suspect in last week's hit-and-run crash in Pittsburgh has turned himself into police. This is KOAM News at 5. Friday, we showed you this security camera image of a vehicle suspected to be involved in a crash that day that hit a pedestrian, 43-year-old Melanie Ishimura of Pittsburgh. Police say the image led to various tips, and this afternoon, a 46-year-old man from Cherokee, Kansas, came to the police department with his attorney and turned himself in this case. He's now in jail without bond. Authorities say the victim remains in serious condition today, but they expect her to recover. Police in Parsons, Kansas say a 13-year-old boy is dead after a head-on collision in a stolen pickup. That crash happened on Highway 400 just west of the Highway 59 junction on Thursday, but authorities released the information just today. They say the teen ran away from Successful Dream Support Services in Parsons, then stole a pickup from a dealership. He crashed head-on into a tractor-trailer. The teen was taken to the hospital but has since died. The driver of the tractor-trailer was not hurt. Nice night for trick-or-treating. Let's check in with Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a very nice Halloween for us today. Temperatures, most of us 70 to about 71, 72 degrees. And that's where we're sitting right now. Of course, the sun's going to set here over about the next hour and 15 minutes or so. But we're sitting upper 60s to lower 70s across the region. So heading out, let's go to about 6 p.m. Of course, the little ones kind of start first, and then the little older ones a little bit later. 68 at 6, 65 by 7, 60 by 8, so it's not even that chilly. It looks great as we go through the evening hours. Pretty much clear skies going on outside, nothing across the Central Plains, which is good. We're going to warm up this week, dry until Friday, thunderstorms Friday. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog, KOAM, newsnow.com. A lot to talk about later this week here in just a bit.
See you then. In celebration of Halloween, Franklin-Layton Elementary School in Frontenac, Kansas hosted a Halloween parade today. 1st to 5th grade students and staff celebrated Halloween by dressing up as different characters and taking part in the parade. Students say they enjoyed spending time with friends.
It's definitely different from other years because other years it's usually just with your own classroom and your own room. And also there's a lot of different fun games this year instead of just little classroom games.
To spend time with my friends today is our last time here in elementary with the parade and having parties out there. It's just really fun.
Great costumes. There was a party for 1st to 5th graders afterward. Some smaller kids also got in on the Halloween spirit. The NICUs at both Freeman Mercy hospitals dressed up their patients in Halloween costumes. Costumes include Ninja Turtles, Batman, a strawberry, a cow, and a pig. Missouri Southern is mixing Halloween with its Czech semester. The university today hosted a presentation called Searching for Ghosts, a journey through the history, mysteries, and haunted places of Prague. It was presented by Michelle Patrick, the author of a book about supernatural legends and history in Prague. Patrick says Prague is one of the most haunted cities in the world, with a rich history of real events that have shaped the ghost stories.
Well, every fall we choose a different country or region of the world to emphasize on campus throughout the semester with several different events for our students and faculty. And since this is Halloween and Prague is probably the most haunted city in the world, we decided to kind of tie that all together.
Missouri Southern has more events planned next month for its Czech semester. The Supreme Court heard oral arguments in 2 cases challenging affirmative action in college admissions. The High Court's conservative majority could end the use of race as a factor when considering students at public and private universities. Naomi Ruckham reports.
I've heard the word diversity quite a few times, and I don't have a clue what it means.
Affirmative action is on the line at colleges and universities across the nation. Monday, Supreme Court justices heard arguments in two pivotal cases from Harvard and the University of North Carolina. Both schools consider race among other factors when admitting students.
When does it end? When is your sunset? When will you know?
The attorney arguing against UNC's policy said while culture could theoretically be considered in admissions, race should not. Liberal Justice Elena Kagan responded.
The race is part of the culture, and the culture is part of the race, isn't it? I mean, that's slicing the bologna awfully thin.
Later, conservative Justice Samuel Alito had this exchange with the attorney defending the UNC policy about when an applicant can identify as part of a minority group.
Let's say the student has one grandparent who falls within that class. Can the student claim to be a member of an underrepresented minority?
Yes, we rely on self-reporting.
One great-great-grandparent. You're going to make me continue to go on.
Right. In the last 20 years, the Supreme Court has upheld affirmative action twice, most recently in 2016. But the court's new solidly conservative majority could lead to a new ruling.
It's overwhelmingly likely / certain that the Supreme Court is going to end race-based affirmative action, as certain as it was that they were going to reverse Roe v. Wade.
Newly appointed Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black woman to serve on the court, emphasized race was just one factor.
When you give your race, you're not getting any special points. It's being treated just on par with other factors in the system.
The Supreme Court is expected to make a decision next spring. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
9 states already prohibit any consideration of race in admissions to public colleges and universities. Prosecutors in California have announced a list of charges against the man they say attacked the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Paul Pelosi was beaten with a hammer inside the couple's San Francisco home during a break-in on Friday. The suspect, David DePape, faces federal charges of assault and kidnapping. Still ahead, beating inflation with apps.
Pay $4 for $18 worth of food and cut down on food waste? I'm Deborah Alfarone, and I'll show you how some apps are making savings as easy as a tap or two.
And next in Health Watch, how an organization is raising awareness of the struggles of people with vision loss. Topping today's Health Watch, Halloween can be a scary night, but trick-or-treating is supposed to be fun, not dangerous. Still, too many kids are hurt every Halloween. To stay safe, doctors at Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital say make sure masks or costumes don't block kids' vision. Start early so it's still light outside, and use reflective costumes, glow sticks, and flashlights to make trick-or-treaters more visible. Millions of Americans are living with vision loss, and those conditions also increase their risks for other health and well-being issues. October is Blind Awareness Month. And Elise Preston shows us an organization helping people with vision loss navigate and educate the world around them one step at a time.
So let's go forward. Heather, forward, honey.
Lori DeMarco is constantly learning the world around her.
And then go forward. Yeah.
She lost her vision more than 40 years ago from diabetic retinopathy, a leading cause of vision loss in the United States.
It's dark. There's no color. But remember the static on TVs years ago when it didn't work? Well, it moves through my eyes like clouds.
According to the CDC, more than 4 million Americans age 40 and older have uncorrectable vision impairment. That number is expected to more than double by 2050 as a result of diabetes, other chronic diseases, and an aging population.
Vision loss is something that affects many people.
Bill Schultz is the president and CEO of Vision Loss Alliance of New Jersey, a nonprofit helping those living with blindness or vision loss live independent lives.
Too often people who are blind or have low vision tend to be isolated, and we want to make sure that they're part of a community and that they're getting skills that they need.
The organization also helps people advocate in their communities, so places like this wine store know how to best serve customers.
So we take a step over this way.
And participants learn how to take advantage of technology, like Seeing Eye apps.
Whispering Angel Rose 2021.
Oh, nice. What does that independence mean for you?
Freedom.
For retired teacher Lori DeMarco, it's a mission.
I'm an educator, so the way a blind person delivers the message is also important.
A message for those around her about living with vision loss. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
The people with vision loss advise sighted persons who want to help them not to startle them by coming up and touching their arm. Just simply ask first if they need assistance and then respect their reply. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, how a local cemetery is honoring the stories of the people who are buried there.
Plus, we're going to warm up as we go through the week, but also some rain chances. We'll check that out coming up. Well, I hope you're having a great Halloween so far, and it's actually turned out to be a fantastic day weather-wise. Most of us lower 70s during the afternoon, which we'll definitely take. Checking outside, here's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. We have clear skies, looks good. This is what we're going to see as we go through the evening hours. So, of course, as kids get out, next couple hours, fairly mild. Temperatures are going to slide back through the 60s, 68 at 6, 64 at 7, down to 60 by 8 p.m., and then we'll tumble back through the 50s, eventually into the upper 40s later on tonight. We did get some rain over the weekend. Not a lot, but a little bit. So for the month, about 3 inches, which pretty good for October. Rain's actually picked up quite a bit over the past couple weeks, but we're still 2 1/4 inches behind where we should be for this time of the year. 70 in Stockton, 68 in Neosho. We can go to Oklahoma, 71 in Grove, 72 in Miami. Pittsburgh sitting at 71, Parsons at 73, Neodesha at 71. It looks good, 7th in Rangeline. Currently outside, it's above 64, west winds at about 5 to 10. Humidity is at 42%. Through the evening hours, slide back through the 60s, 50s, 40s, clear skies as we go through the overnight hours, and that is what we are seeing right now. Really, the entire Central Plains, we have clear skies. Our storm system that moved through over the weekend, long gone. But here's the beginnings, all the way back through the Gulf of Alaska, of our next storm system. This is not even going to start to affect us until we get to Friday. So until then, the next 3.5 days, we have pretty good conditions. Lower 50s by midnight. By morning, we drop back into the upper 40s. As we go through the daytime hours tomorrow, we're going to have southwesterly winds, upper 60s by noon, plenty of sunshine. And once we get into the afternoon, even a little bit warmer than what we saw today. 48 in the morning, 68 by noon, up to about 74. Southerly winds, 5 to about 10, maybe 15. The winds will slowly pick up each day through the week. Tomorrow night looks good. We drop back only into lower 50s, and then let's go into Wednesday. Also, a few mid and upper level clouds, but right back up into the mid 70s for afternoon highs. And then by the time we go into Thursday morning, we drop back into the upper 50s. So the next few days look fantastic. We will start to see some changes, but this is down the road. Look at this storm system. So we're looking at Thursday, digging out into parts of New Mexico. So by Friday morning, rain spreads through the Central Plains. We could actually have quite a bit of rain with this system as it moves in late Friday into Saturday and passes by. Tonight at 6, we'll kind of break down this whole storm system so you can plan your weekend ahead. 74 tomorrow, 74 Wednesday, 77 Thursday, then the good chances for showers and thunderstorms Friday and Saturday. Sunday looks pretty good. More rain chances in by next Tuesday, which of course is a voting day across the area.
Well, it'd be nice to get some rain, maybe good amounts come Friday and Saturday.
And it could be pretty heavy.
Good. Thanks, Judd. Peace Church Cemetery in Jasper County has a long history, and the workers want to keep it alive, even though new burials haven't been done there for years. Although the graveyard doesn't look full, the entire 5 acres of land is packed with graves. According to the caretaker, new burials are not encouraged because there are several unmarked graves. There have also been cases of vandalism, with gravestones getting stolen, kicked down, or destroyed, and one gravestone was chiseled off.
The stones were desecrated by somebody chiseling off the information. We don't know what for what purpose, but we're looking into that now. We think we might know who those individuals are, and hopefully we'll be able to maybe make them a new stone.
Beeler says some people enter the graveyard to have haunted experiences. However, he wishes the people would not do this, just to respect the dead at the cemetery. Coming up, using apps to get a discount on your groceries. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Meredith McCool served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1946. The Pittsburgh native was stationed in Japan and the Philippines, and we salute technician 5th grade Meredith McCool, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Russia is suspending its commitments to a United Nations brokered deal that allowed the shipment of millions of tons of grain from Ukraine during the war. Russia announced the move, claiming it's because Ukraine launched a drone attack on its Black Sea Fleet ships, which Ukraine denies. Ukrainian officials say more than 200 cargo ships are now effectively blocked, and analysts fear global wheat prices could soar. U.S. officials, along with 36 of our allies, will hold talks this week on the issue of ransomware attacks and their cost to infrastructures and businesses worldwide. The unofficial summit will focus on virtual currencies used by cyber criminals and how companies and governments can help protect themselves against hackers. The talks come amid an uptick in ransomware attacks, including those targeting a major U.S. hospital network and one of our nation's largest school districts. Food prices continue to rise, but there are a couple of new apps that can help you save money and cut down on food waste at the same time. Deborah Alfarone explains.
Hi, I'm picking up a Too Good To Go order.
Can I see your confirmation?
Yeah.
Josh Byard picked up a bag of bagels but had no idea what was inside until he opened it.
8 bagels of different kinds, a lot of everything bagels.
He got the food for less than a third of the regular price from Too Good To Go. It's an app with stores and restaurants serving up everything from pastries to salad to pizza. Customers can buy a surprise bag that costs between $4 and $6 that many restaurants offer up at the end of the business day. The owner of Bullfrog Bagels calls it a win-win.
There's just less waste. We make a little extra money, and the customer gets a very deeply discounted bagel.
While Too Good To Go offers discounted food from restaurants that would otherwise be thrown away, there are also apps that offer the same from grocery stores. One of them, called Flash Food, works with about 1,400 supermarkets. Stores pick out items nearing their expiration dates and sell them for around half price on the app. Customers pick up their food from a refrigerator near the front of the store. Are you seeing more people on the app now that we've experienced such inflation?
Yeah, we're selling almost all the food that gets made available in the Flash Food app.
Flash Food and Too Good To Go take a percentage of every sale, but the companies say they are committed to fighting food waste, and that's the main reason Byard uses the app.
I mean, every little thing that we do can make an impact.
Too Good To Go is in 13 major cities, and Flash Food is in about half of U.S. states. Both are expanding to transform more food waste into an affordable feast. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Too Good To Go says every day its sales save nearly 300,000 meals from going into the trash. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, new details are released about the attack on Paul Pelosi. Then on KOAM News at 6, a 12-year-old girl is in critical condition after falling off a hayride near Grove, Oklahoma. Plus a warning to Kansas voters about a fake text giving out voting misinformation. And we're going to hear from the Missouri Southern women's basketball team ahead of their season opener this weekend. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. I remember lots of cold, rainy, dreary Halloween evenings. I don't remember many that were any better than this one tonight.
Yeah, this one's pretty good because we went into the lower 70s for high, so we're dropping back through the 60s now. In a few hours, we'll be back into the upper 50s. But clear skies, looks great for the evening hours. In fact, our temperature's nice, actually warming up a bit over the next few days. Big storm system moves in Friday, and this will have the potential to give us very heavy amounts of rain, kind of like we had a week ago, which put a little bit of a dent into the drought. So we could use another big kick to that drought, make that dent a little bit deeper.
Let's see if we can get that. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great